What's going on, guys? How are y'all doing? We good? All right. So today's presentation is going to be on sports psychology part two. We're going to be looking at the fundamentals of anxiety. Going to be introducing anxiety. Going to be speaking about a couple of factors of anxiety and looking at how we can get rid of it, debilitate it, reduce it, and just look at some factors of bringing it up and bringing it down, and how training can actually help reduce anxiety. Okay, so we're going to look at what it is and look at how training can help reduce it. Okay, so what is anxiety? What is it? Anxiety is feelings of worry, apprehension, tension. Um, is associated with negativity, which can come from many different factors. So it could be from environmental factors. It could come from hereditary factors. Um, it's such a deep definition, and there's so many different factors to it. So what I'm going to do is break it down for you, okay? So there's two main types of anxiety. We've got state anxiety and trait anxiety. State anxiety is basically it's a temporal factor, it's a temporary thing. When you perceive something as negative or as dangerous, okay? Um, so it's not an ongoing permanent thing, it's just something that happens based on the circumstances and the situation that you are in, okay, or that you may be perceiving or paranoid about, okay. So let's say, for example, you might get worry or apprehension because you've got a marathon coming up or Tough Mudder coming up, okay, you get apprehensive about it. Trait anxiety, it boils down to a permanent factor. This is based on your genetic makeup. It could be due to genetics, or it could be because of your upbringing, or your peers in the past, which has then become a part of your personality, so to speak. So that just you could be having a nice walk in the afternoon, chilling, and then boom, anxiety hits. Do you know what I mean? Just because of what's of events that have happened in your life. Okay. So the mention why I'm mentioning trait anxiety is because it's relevant to training. Okay. So you've got those two types of psychological factors of anxiety. Now it can be manifested in certain different ways. So you've got cognitive, which is psychological. So you've got negative thoughts, bad perceptions, um, which can then develop into the way you perform. Somatic, which is pretty much physiological. So when you start to worry, some people might get clammy hands, they might start to sweat, the heart might start pumping a lot faster, they might start to breathe a little bit, they might start to hyperventilate, that type of thing. Then the third one is behavioral. So it just could be the way you act as a person. You might start to get angry, you might start to behave quite erratically. You might start to be more humorous than normal, or you just might quieten down a bit because you're nervous. You're tense. You just want to just quiet up and keep yourself to yourself. So those are how it can affect us in terms of bodily or behavioral ways. Okay. So again, it could be part of your personality. It could be just because of the events that are happening. Okay. So how does it apply? How is it relevant? How is it relevant to you guys? Why am I talking about anxiety? When it's based at athletes, so to speak. Well, you guys are athletes anyway. You guys are here training, getting goals. You're athletic, so it applies to you. Now, anxiety can be used to your benefit. Okay, so it's just about how we can synthesize it towards you and your goals and targets. Okay, so there's debilitative or facilitative anxiety. Okay, now debilitative anxiety could be where anxiety gets the best of you. Okay, it's basically just hindering your goals and targets. So let's say you've got state anxiety and you've got to get your 1 rep max, but you start to feel tense about it, and then the tension becomes apprehensive, and then you get clam your hands and then you just don't do it. That's how it could get the best of you. You start to see it in a very negative thoughts, like I can't get this 1 rep max, it's too heavy, I'm tired, you know, everything's negative, it's grey. Okay, and on the flip side, which is a bit of an oxymoron, there's facilitative anxiety. Okay, this is using it to your advantage. Now, this is what I want you guys to do. So every time you guys face a tough challenge or you might start to feel a bit anxious or nervous, you need to tell yourself that instead of saying, I hate doing this exercise, say to yourself, I love the challenge of doing this exercise. I love the challenge of trying to do a better 1 rep max. I enjoy that. Okay, create positive thoughts about a negative thing, because you actually notice like it does actually help you a lot more. Trust me on that one. Trust me on that. My squats, I used to hate leg day. Horrible. Hated it. I had chicken legs. But after reading about anxiety and how I can develop it towards me and my goals, I love squatting now, and my squats improved dramatically. I've gone up. Okay, so use facilitative anxiety. Okay, that will really help you. Again, perception. So we've got perception. Perception is just basically how you see something. Okay, so when you get anxious or something like that, you've just got to perceive it as a positive and understand that it's going to help you achieve a lot better. Okay, and need for achievement, which relates back to our other psychology presentation. Need for achievement focuses on when the need is greater than failing, if that makes sense. So when the need is greater than the perception of failure, and that relates to anxiety. Okay, if you remember your need for achievement when you're feeling anxious or nervous, that's going to motivate you to do better, and it's going to push back the anxiety that you may have. Okay, so again, remember your need for achievement. Why are you here? Why have you come to Invictus? Why have you come to MGS to do your classes and your Invictus? You know, just more ask yourself that, and it shouldn't re-motivate you and just overshadow the anxiety that you may have when it comes to doing a 1 rep max or your fitness tests, or even just cardio, and you've got to push that last little bit. Okay, so how can you guys reduce anxiety? How can we do it? If I can just move this out of the way, how can you reduce it? And this is outside of MGS. Okay, so this is when we're not here. So remember, trait anxiety. This is for the personality factors. If you just get anxiety, take a 10-minute walk. Okay, literally just turn your phone off, leave it at the house. If it's a nice day and you just go for a walk anywhere. No matter what the scenery is like, literally go for a walk. Take 10 minutes out. Put your headphones on. Listen to some calm, relaxing music. Just enjoy it. Then you've got a 45-minute workout. Okay, you can do this outside of MGS. Crack out a banging workout. Burpees, donkeys, press-ups, sit-ups. Be creative. Next one's intimacy. Okay, I know what y'all are thinking. What? Intimacy is actually an important one. To be intimate with your partners, that's a massive stress reliever, and it's very good for anxiety as well. Do you know what I mean? It's just good to be around your loved ones, your partner, your spouse, and just focus on them, because they'll help you. They'll make you feel better as well. It helps reduce anxiety. The research is out there, guys. And then there's therapy. Okay, if these things don't work, speak to a therapist. It might be important to do that. Okay. Now, state anxiety. Okay, so when you're in a certain events and situations, temporal factors. You've got self-talk. So again, let's say we're doing a circuit, kettlebell circuit, and you're on the 5th exercise on the 3rd round, and you just can't hit it. You're just like, I can't do it. Give yourself that self-talk. Just keep saying to yourself, 30 seconds, 25 seconds, 20 seconds. Come on, bang it out. If you got to scream, you got to shout, do it. Just talk to yourself. Tell yourself that you can do it. Okay. And then again, there's the facilitative anxiety, which relates back to self-talk. when you have something that you don't like or you think is negative, switch it round and say to yourself, instead of saying I hate kettlebells, say, you know what, I like the challenge of doing kettlebells. It's challenging, but you know what, I got this. It's not a problem. I can do it. Tell yourself that you can do that, and it'll be beneficial for you so many ways. Because before we do anything, the brain sends transmissions to the body through the neurotransmitters. I think that's right. My endocrine system knowledge is a bit, but we send signals to the body. Okay, so everything we do is psychological before it's physiological. So remember, just tell yourself that you've got this, and change negative thoughts into positive thoughts, and I promise you, it will help you. You'll notice a difference. Okay, so how can we reduce it inside MGS? How? So we've got mental imagery. Okay, mental imagery is where you basically visualize your goals, your perceptions, your targets. You visualize where you want to be, what you want to see, what you want to achieve. So let's say you come into Invictus and you do your first week and you bench press 20 kilo, for argument's sake. You want to and you get anxious about bench pressing, to see yourself accomplishing that and doing it and getting it. That's going to help reduce anxiety and wash away any negative thoughts, and hopefully you're going to achieve the targets that you want to achieve. So that 20 kg might become 22 kg. Okay, so it's just visualizing yourself accomplishing doing something, and it may help. Again, we got self-talk. Just bring it up to us. That's the next one. Discuss the issue with a personal trainer. If you've got any anxious issues and you feel as though like you're getting the apprehension, attention, sit down with us, chat to us. We're here to make you feel better so that you can accomplish your goals and targets. Okay, do all your sessions. Invictus people, you got 3 sessions a week. Come to all of them. Keep training, keep doing it, keep banging it out. Okay, don't overcompete. If you start to overcompete with the people you're training with, and you start to fail and not fail, but you just don't do as well as you thought, that could actually cause more anxiety. Okay, because what happens is with athletes and people who train is they strive for perfection, and then they put on too much pressure on their cells to do so well that they develop something called performance anxiety. Okay, now performance anxiety in a quick nutshell is where you put so much pressure on yourself that you just debilitate. You perform shit. Excuse my language. I shouldn't swear. We'll cut that out. You perform you have so much pressure and stress on yourself that you just don't perform well at all. You go downhill. So don't overcompete. Don't put the pressure on yourself. You're here to be a better you, not be other people. Go hard and heavy. Okay, go hard and heavy. Best thing to do. Okay, just go as hard as you can, and you'll naturally release a lot of these neurotransmitters. Okay, which I'm going to talk about now. So you release serotonins, which is a neurotransmitter which affects your mood balance. Okay, then you've got your endorphins, which is another neurotransmitter which releases the satisfaction. And another one again that relates to the intimacy factors of it as well is the oxytocins, which can help, which is the love that is associated with with love and everything. So if you take these tips on board, it can help, or it may help reduce the anxiety. It may be temporarily, but if the more you do all these factors, the less you're going to feel anxious. Okay, so these are just some tips for how you can reduce it inside and outside of MGS. Okay, apart from the oxytocins one. So I hope these tips have all helped. Okay, this was just a brief insight into anxiety. If you guys have got any questions, tips, or anything like that you'd like to talk about, feel free to hit me up or message Dan, Emma, or anybody else. Okay. Yeah, this was aimed for people who try to hit those 1 minute maxes and just push a lot deeper when it comes to being worried about any fitness test, 1 minute maxes, or anything like that. Okay, guys. So thank you for watching. It's been good. Okay. Catch you guys later.